Hey folks, good to see y'all again. Hopefully I'll see some people. Just want to do a little video on, well, I guess me in a sense, and being called a liar, or being hated on for what I say, what I do, because other people don't see my sources, don't believe what I'm saying because they're still stuck in the mainstream world or whatnot, whatever it is. One thing I cannot stand, and I hate it, is being called a liar. Have I lied in my life? Yeah, who hasn't, right? Simple fact is, folks, when it comes to the reality of this world, what we're going through and the things that are taking place, rest assured, I am not lying about the things that I talk about, no matter what it is. The thing is that a lot of people don't see is I've spent countless hours looking into all the things that I talk about. I don't post something, I don't say something until I am fully assured of what I'm saying is real and true. Not just real and true, but accurate. Do I post sources? I used to until everybody, what's your source? You know what? I don't care, because my whole point is, it's not for me to give you the 100% information, it's to get you out and look for it. Because once you get out and look for it, you yourself are going to find not just that, but so many other things that are going on as well. So if you actually do some digging, do some looking, get off the internet, read some books, look at some backdoor sources, alternative medias, different countries, look at things like that, you're going to find the information that I'm putting out. I don't get a lot of what I'm talking about on American sources. I get it from different countries and just different ways. But the simple thing is, and you got to understand why, because a lot of stuff in America is being highly censored. I mean, I did a video where people, they used to laugh when I'd go to Facebook jail. I spent, 22 out of 24 months in Facebook jail between 2020 and 2022. That's ridiculous. I'd come out, I'd post, I might make it 2 days. Boom, right back in for 30 days because of what I put up. And the sad thing is, nothing that I posted was false or untrue. It was all real. It was all good information. It was just information they didn't want you hearing and seeing. And now, all this stuff's coming out of stuff that myself and many like me were talking about back in 2019, early 2020, and being called all sorts of crazy names for it. But now it's coming out, being verified by NIH and whatever else. So now it's real. But when we said it, it wasn't. No, folks, it was. This information's been around for a very long time. It's been highly suppressed. And we all know why. Money. It's all about money. So, to call me a liar, or to say what I'm posting is fake news or misinformation, who are you to say it is? Have you seen what I've seen? Have you read what I've read? Have you done the digging that I've done? No. Have you talked to the people I've talked to? No. And honestly, some of my sources are first and second hand sources. Either the people involved or somebody who knew somebody involved. And, I don't just take any Joe Blow's information. These are all people I know and trust. People I know aren't gonna do me wrong. And this is something that especially my friends on Facebook should know and understand, at least the majority of them. A lot of you I've served with in the military, I grew up with. You've known me my entire life. 51 years of my life I have spent with you people. And yeah, I'm not going to lie. When I was in the military, I was highly egotistical. I was overly confident. And I was conceited to a point. Yeah. But at the same time, I was always extremely helpful, extremely honest to people when it came to work and things that mattered, which I understand. Once a liar, always a liar, right? But I always put myself out there for other people. I'm a run to the fight kind of guy. I'm not one where something takes place, you see my backside running the opposite direction. No, I pick up and I run to the fire. Always been that way. And anybody watching this video who actually knows me knows this about me. My own family. Real good friends. Folks, I will give the best example I have. And that's a time in my military career when I was in Virginia and an incident took place between myself and a fellow co-worker, actually a couple of them. I'm not going to go into extreme details, but I stood up for a real good friend, my best friend at the time, because of an incident dealing with another guy and his wife. I stood up and said, hey, this is what's going on, blah, 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 and it was me against the world, really. It was me against my command. One man at my command believed what I was saying and had my back. That man happened to be a pretty powerful man, so that was very helpful. But, long story short, myself and this other guy went to Captain's Mast. And if some of you don't know what that is, it's where you go when you get in trouble in the military, and you can lose rank, you can lose money, you can go to military jail, a lot of things can happen to you. Well, you're in trouble if you're there. You're seeing the number one guy on the boat, on the ship or command. You're seeing your skipper. So me and this other guy were there. We're the same rank. We're friends, mind you. We have spent lots of time together. Now, the guy I stood up for, he was deployed overseas, so he wasn't there. My story differed from everybody else's. It was the only one that did, but my story never changed at all, ever. Not a word. It was the same. We went to Captain's Mast. The skipper heard us out, and then he threw the book at both of us, really. We both got busted. I was getting ready to transfer. I was going out to El Centro to do my Twilight tour, which is my last tour in the military. I was going back to be closer to my daughter. Thankfully, because I was scared, I was allowed to still transfer. I did lose another stripe, so I went down to an E4, which I had previously been an E6. But here's the strange thing. The next day, and mind you folks, I've dealt with a lot of Captain's Mast. I've taken people to Captain's Mast. Been to a couple myself. My dad always said, you're not a real sailor until you go to Captain's Mast. Well, did it. The very next day, the skipper, the guy who just the previous day took a strike from me and busted me, called me into his office. I had no clue what was going on. He sat me down and he told me this. He said, when you get to your next command, if you do a good job there, we will see about getting your strike back. Now, mind you, in my entire career and all the incidents I've ever dealt with in Captain's Mast, I have never once heard of this ever happening to anybody. Now, I got a strong work ethic. I'm very loyal, hardworking. I was highly qualified, certified. It's pretty well known in the command to be a hard charger. So that, I guess, in a sense, worked on my behalf. But he did not call the other guy into his office and tell him the same thing. So, now mind you, this happens. I'm like blown away going, what? You just busted me. I thought you didn't believe me. It took 2 months. I got to my next command. 2 months later, I get called into my OIC's office, and he has me listen to a voicemail from my previous skipper saying, let's give this guy his stuff back. And I did. I got my stripe back, got my money back, all my time back, like it never happened. I understand why the skipper did what he did. I really do. It was a high-profile case of the command, and he had to do what he had to do to save face. He also did the right thing by giving me the opportunity to prove myself on who I am, my loyalty, my motivation, my dedication, my honesty, and to be the guy that he knew that I was. So he said, well, figured, are you going to let this beat you down, or are you going to continue what you do? And it's the same way God works, in a sense, which I do know this man was a very godly man. God, when something happens, he's like, are you going to let it beat you down? You're going to take the easy path now, or are you going to pick yourself up and keep marching forward? And this has been instilled in me since childhood, from my parents, to be a hard worker, to be trustworthy, to be on time, to be loyal, be dedicated, motivated, and to be honest. Especially, with people that you love and and you work with and your family. So why people believe that I would do something or say something that, one, isn't true, and two, would harm anybody. That literally, you don't understand how much that actually kills me inside when people say these things. Like, oh, you're going to hurt people. No, I'm not. Because, folks, I still have things going around in this head of mine. I know you don't want to be up there, trust me. That I've been looking into for 2-3 years now. Pretty deep. that I have still yet to even mention. They'll come out when I know 100%, without a doubt, that what I've looked into is real, accurate, and true. And that's what I do with everything that I put out. I don't just fly by night, see something, bam, look at this, here it is, follow it. Believe me, nope, not how I work. I spend thousands of hours looking into things. Thousands. Now, with all this crap since 2019, it's all I really do. Yes, I live my life. I do what I do. But my brain's always turning. I can listen to things while I'm doing other things, and I do. I listen to documentaries, research, I read all sorts of stuff. The things that I've read would blow. I mean, some of them are extremely boring, I'm not gonna lie. They're hard to get through. But I read them because they're pertinent and important. And you know, I think they're made, typed up to be that way, to be boring, so people won't read it, honestly. And there's 1,200 something pages. Well, who wants to read that? Who wants to go through that? I do, because I want that information. I'm like a sponge right now, and have been for the past few years. I honestly wish I would have done this earlier in my life. And I've always been one to absorb pretty quickly information and retain it very well. And I thank God all the time for that, because He gave me that retention, which is amazing. If you guys have it, you understand what I'm talking about. You can read something once, and it's stuck. It's there. I mean, you might not remember it until it comes up in conversation. And then you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. And that's called retention. It flies around in the head until something brings it back up, but you do remember it. You might not remember it completely or 100%, but you remember it in general. And this is how my brain works. And I know there's other people like that. So if you're like that, you understand what I'm talking about. But folks, to call me a liar, man, you don't know me then. You really don't. I mean, if I've ever helped you when you've asked, if I've ever, done anything, and not just that, but people working with me in the military. No, I did food drives every year. I did things for the homeless and for the needy. I helped out at command events. Or I just helped out people in need. I mean, I gave a brand new kid at my one command a bike, an old bike I had, because he had no mode of communication. Was it much? No. But it gave him a way to get around base. It gave him something to get back and forth because he didn't have a car. It helped him out, and I know at the time, the guy was extremely appreciative. The small, simple things like that, folks. When you do these things, don't expect something in return. You don't need money for everything. I've got 3 jackets in my car right now. Real nice ones. One's a Carhartt. Real nice Carhartt raincoat, insulated raincoat. We got a bunch of homeless around now. I'm looking when I'm driving around. If I see somebody who needs it, I'm going to give it to them. And I mean, I've got a bunch of nice jackets and stuff that I got to the military, my different jobs, that are just, I got tons of them. I don't need them all. What do I need them for? I don't. So we're in winter. We got people who need these things. So I cleaned them up, threw them in the vehicle. When I see someone, I'll give it to them. But I'm not doing it for any kind of recognition, or I'm doing it because people need it, and I don't. Could I sell that Carhartt jacket for probably $100? Easily. I don't want to. Could I use the money right now? Yeah. But no. Somebody else can use it, so I want to give it to them. And really hope that they do use it and don't just turn around and sell it. But this is the kind of person I am, folks. I've always been this way. I'll give the shirt off my back to a complete stranger. My dad raised me this way. My folks raised me this way. It's how I was brought up. So to think that I'm going to go out and mislead people, I'm going to do something that's going to hurt someone, well, you don't know me. And if you don't know me, why are you following me? Why are you watching what I'm putting out? You want to get to know me? Pay attention to what I'm saying and what I'm doing. I'm here to help people. I'm here to help people because there's others out there who get paid to help people who are not. They're lying. They're all about that almighty dollar. Folks, I ain't rich. I bust my butt for what I have, and sometimes we struggle like crazy. We are right now. But you know what? I don't care. I don't need to be rich. I got God. He'll give me what I need when I need it. And I know this. I rely on him. Now, I talk to him all the time. Is it in ways that I expect? No. But he does, and I can look back on my life and see this. my big push about people getting in the Bible and being with Him. He will give you what you need when you need it, if you're true to Him. And He did it in my life when I wasn't true to Him. I don't know why, but He did. But seeing these things and knowing these things really helped me to come to Him. But right now, if somebody is hitting you with something that you're not so sure about, but you know the person, you grew up with them, heck, they were your family member, brother, sister, mother, father, it doesn't matter, cousin, uncle, maybe listen to them. Because you know what? They've got your best interest in mind. They're not getting paid. They're not getting anything out of what they're doing. They're doing it out of the love of their heart. For you. For mankind. For others. I mean, to do it for your family and your friends is one thing, but to do it for complete strangers is another. And then to have complete strangers actually have gratitude and be grateful and thankful, but your friends and family turn a 180 and walk away from you. Think you're crazy, call you all sorts of names, and then just stop talking to you. Hey, I mean, seriously, just don't respond to anything, don't answer phone calls, don't get invited to family events. I mean, I'm past all that now. It's whatever. I mean, I try to communicate with my family. A couple of them are trying now, but you know what? They don't want to discuss the issues that caused everything. They just want to act like everything's normal, and it's not. Sorry. Life ain't normal. You better adapt. You better overcome. You better get with it. So if you're not advancing with the times, biggest thing I can tell anybody right now, turn off your TV. Turn it off. You don't have to throw it away. Ours sits on our wall. We watch a movie every now and then. But other than that, it's just a spot on the wall. And so much better off. You got time for other stuff, people. Get out and do other things. Learn something. Read a book. That'd be great. Get an old book and read it. Maybe an old science journal, medical journal, something. Grab one of those things from the early 1900s, late 1800s. Find something like that and go read it. Encyclopedias. Early ones. 50s, 40s. Let's get back in 40s. Before 1948 in NASA. But realize something. There's a lot of us out there who spend a lot of time with our heads in books, documentaries, listening to the experts. But these experts are the ones who are being censored by the other experts. We're listening to people who know. We're getting our information from real sources. And we're trying to pass it on to others. We're not lying. We're not tricking. We're not trying to hurt anybody. We're really trying to help. You probably should listen, because when you finally realize that the things that we're saying are real and true, it may be too late for you. So maybe give that person a call who tried to help you out that you wouldn't listen to. Say, hey, I want to listen, because they just want to talk. They just want to talk. They just want to get this information off their chest, and that they ask that you just look into it. Not on Google. Just really look into it. And talk to your doctors. If your doctor avoids this kind of alternative stuff, find a new doctor. Because your doctor's all about big money. That's it. There are some good ones out there. There really are. And you maybe get lucky and find one. But that's all I got for today, people. I love you. God bless. We'll talk to you soon.